They're safe. Bringing the SIF fully online.
Do it.
Oh, there we go.
Carter!
I'm okay. But that's a lot.
Ooh, yeah, how's she?
Let me help you.
Oh god, that does not look good. I don't want to open the mask. Okay. Oh, a little bit burnt, but fine. Okay.
Medical. We've got one wounded at my location.
Oh, that's good. That looked like it was worse.
Oh, man.
We'll see you at sickbay.
Status report.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermott?
Yeah, good question.
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resolute.
Good.
We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time.
Excellent.
As of now, however, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Am I gonna get yelled at? I think I'm gonna get yelled at. Yep, yelled at. Hey, second.
You disobeyed my orders. Well,
It was the right decision.
Respectfully, Captain, I made the right choice given the
you
information I had.
disobeyed my orders.
Yeah,
And
mad.
not just in front of the bridge crew, but the starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet. But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship? From the top to the bottom. Bridge
Well,
to lower decks.
yeah, you didn't have the facts.
Maybe I shouldn't have disobeyed a direct order, but you were wrong. You weren't on board, and you didn't have all the information. So I made the right decision for the ship. If you're worried about your credibility, put your ego aside and trust your crew. Trust me.
Don't
You
think
might
it's
have
gonna
won some
go over
fans
well.
on the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are. And, if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either. You never really know if you weren't in those shoes.
True.
So, let's just boil it down to you did what you had to.
Exactly.
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm sure no one knows the burden of command as well as you do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will, someday. Despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So
Good.
we'll fetch Mr. Ermott, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty ship. Pretty ship. I think
All
they're smiling.
departments reporting full mission readiness. We've got our full complement on board.
Yay!
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit. Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
Ah, that's what they look like when they work properly. Nice. That was mean.
Docking clamps released.
Thrusters ahead, Mr. Handar. Set a course for the Hotari system. Prepare to go to Warp 8.
Aye, Captain.
You know what? You take this one.
Me?
Me? Do it. Make way. Ah, I gotta say engage.
Engage.
I gotta say engage. It's my favorite.
Simple, but effective.
Ah, time to sit down in my chair. Whoa.
Easy. Thank you. I'm fine.
Hmm.
Really.
You don't look so good.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, what's my thing at? Oh, crap.
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
Crap.
Help me get her inside.
Oh. That's not good on my first day on job. No, that's not good.
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on her, but she'll live. Just needs rest.
Good.
You should worry about yourself. Your duridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval,
Hi.
Chief Medical Officer.
Nice to meet you.
To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before. You're...
Rare. I know.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the duridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
It's honor, it's who I am. It can be difficult.
I don't like the attention it brings. Being treated differently than everyone else.
But you are different. That's not something you can change.
True. But sometimes it makes it even more difficult than it already is.
And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
Aw.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake.
Ooh.
My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake.
This is true, but I'm here, so it'll be
What concerns
fine.
me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. Breakthrough discovery. The major innovation. Something he can put his name on.
Yeah, I won't let that happen.
The more the time passes and the further out of reach it gets, the more risk he'll be willing to take.
I hear you. But that's my job, isn't it? To make sure that doesn't happen. And we don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
which is exactly why I'm so glad you're here.
Aw, thank you.
We need you now more than ever. And I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge.
Ah, thanks.
It took guts to defy a direct order.
Huh. I guess word travels fast around here.
Small ship.
It's a small ship.
Haha.
And everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure's almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of duridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Gotcha.
Understood.
And my work here is done.
Lieutenant Bedrosian.
I came to see if you were okay. We were all pretty worried on the bridge. No
Um,
one knew what was happening.
yeah. Thanks for coming.
I'm
Appreciate
feeling
that.
much better. Thank you. It's just part of who I am.
You don't have to explain to me. I understand. I'm just glad you're okay.
Aw, thanks.
You trusted me earlier with the shields, and I appreciated that. I want you to know that I have your back.
Thank you.
Ooh, shuttlecraft.
Complete the diagnostic sequence, and this shuttle will be cleared for service.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
I can
Storm
do
in the Hotari
that.
region will interfere with our transporters, so we need all available shuttlecraft in working order.
Excuse me, Commander Turbach.
Petty Officer Maris, I will leave you to your work.
Oh, thanks. Have a good one.
I stopped by sickbay and saw Nilly. I figured you'd want to know.
Yeah, how are injuries?
Did the doc get her fixed up?
She's stable. There's something about the storm's radiation that's making it hard to heal the energy burns.
Ooh.
That doesn't sound good.
She's toughing it out. Dr. Duval said she'll be back on duty soon, though.
Come on. I have to run the final diagnostic.
Ah, the Melville.
I can't stay long. I've got a long to-do list before we get to Hotari, and things are piling on faster than I can check them off.
Yeah, it's never fun.
We're making all our last-minute checks in security, too.
Always do one thing at a
Tactical and
time.
Security are short-staffed.
Now, we'll just have to take things as they come. Control what we can, and roll with the punches.
Next thing you're gonna tell me you're listening to Andorian jazz.
No.
The point is, the right time might never come. So, I'm just gonna roll with it. I had a chance to think about this while I was away.
Uh-huh.
Then you and Nilly almost got killed out on the hull. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you.
Yes.
Instead of tiptoeing around it. Or worse.
Are you okay?
Miranda, is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Maybe even better than fine.
Uh-oh. Okay. What?
I'm trying to say is, we've been really good friends for a long time.
Uh-huh.
But I got back here and I couldn't ignore it anymore.
Uh-huh.
I want to see if there's more between us than just being
Wait,
friends.
me and you? Oh, okay. I mean, this is surprising. I mean, are you sure? I mean,
Are you sure about this?
They're my feelings. Of course I'm sure.
okay, just checking.
I know what I'm asking,
Uh-huh.
which is why I'm being direct. I like you, Carter.
Aw.
And I think there could be something more for
I mean, we could give it a try. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Someone transferring off a
What do you
ship?
say?
Probably.
I like you too, Miranda. And I'd like to see where this goes.
Good.
These are uncharted territories.
Indeed.
I'd call it a chemistry experiment. You know, with us.
Yeah, do we tell people or let's take it slow. Let's take it slow.
We can take it slow. It's not a 5-year mission or anything, but We got plenty of time together.
Well, let's not drag our feet on it.
Level 1 diagnostic complete.
I have to get back to that to-do list. They're probably looking for me.
Can't blame them.
I'll be seeing you.
I would assume. Small ship. Cast adrift.
Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Oh, was that
Ionic interference
supposed to be
surging,
there?
Captain.
Okay.
Shield integrity holding.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types.
Yeah. Sure. Ah, there we go. Found it.
I've located the shuttle. Opening comms.
On screen.
That's
Shuttle
not
to Resolute.
good.
Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering. Losing.
I can't get it any clearer. We won't get a transporter lock. It's just not happening.
Power up the tractor beam.
Yeah, tractor
We'll
beam.
pull them directly into the docking bay.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter? Yes, sir.
Ooh, fun.
Come on, Diaz.
Okay, what do we do? What do we do? Buttons? Buttons? I like
First
buttons.
thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
Gotcha. Okay, there we go. And we do that. There we go. I'm stabilized. I'm good.
We're pulling in debris.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Come on. There we go. Oh, oh. Okay. Okay, okay. Another one. Oh, God. Come on, move it out of the way. No, no. There we go. Wait, what's that? What? Oh, that's wrong. No.
That's gonna take out the shuttle.
Diaz, the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Rydek, plot an intercept course.
On it.
Gotcha. There we go. Plotted. And gotcha. Oop. There we go.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17. 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
Got it.
Whoa. Someone's working hard on the bridge.
Or the shield's working hard. Okay, let's pull her in. Yes. There we go. Good job, me. Good job, me. Ooh, the Excelsior.
We got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to meet them.
firma, so to speak.
Wait, what?
Ambassador Spock.
Oh, it is Spock. It's Spock. Okay, that happened.
The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
Good. I will stare awkwardly at you and stand here now very awkwardly. Very awkwardly. Sorry for the rough landing. Oh yeah, that sounds no good.
Apologies for the landing, Ambassador. I was operating the tractor beam, sir. I take responsibility.
Our arrival was the smoothest part of our journey. Your artistry with a tractor beam is commendable.
Oh, thank you.
We
First
thought
time.
We were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
True.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies.
Yeah, that's weird.
What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible.
Probably the storm, I would guess. The storm seems kind of screw up everything.
Well, this storm is one of the strangest phenomena we've ever encountered. It's disrupted other systems. Who knows what it might do to a warp drive?
Yes, it would seem further investigation is called for.
Indeed.
We'll take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical, Petty Officer...
Carter Diaz. Sir.
Thank you.
Ambassador Spock.
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind. Ambassador Spock, my senior staff.
Hi.
It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
This is true.
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador. Not the most diplomatic choice of words.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's focus on the future.
We're all curious about the future, Ambassador. Specifically, what exactly are we getting involved in here?
We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, and the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour. Lydia and Hotari. The Lydians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illydians have shared a mining operation there.
Okay.
The Illydians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force.
Okay.
The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace. Until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations.
Really?
And expelled the Illydians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
Can the Atari actually hold the mines?
What are the Hotari defensive capabilities? Do they stand a chance to hold on to the mines now that they've taken them?
It is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would prevail against the Elydian fleet.
Oh,
Note
yeah.
more. But it would have been equally unlikely to predict they could take possession of the mines until they did just that, which leaves many unanswered questions.
Perhaps someone else
Left
fiddling
unchecked,
with it.
this conflict will result in more bloodshed,
Okay.
which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective, after all.
Well, yeah, but then they'd still be just
That
the
is
workers, wouldn't they?
We can call it profitable or mutually beneficial, but at the end of the day, the Hotari are still being exploited for their own resources.
True peace is not merely the absence of war. And as such, this conflict will surely come again.
Neither the Elydians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
That is true.
An additional complicating factor I should mention.
Of course there is.
In the past, the Federation has relied on the Elydians as a source of dilithium.
Okay.
That certainly changes things.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
Yeah, but they might not trust us then.
That means the Hotari have no reason to trust us.
I wouldn't go that far, Commander.
We are completely neutral in this matter, on neither one side nor the other. Any suggestion otherwise would compromise our position. Given the Federation's involvement in the Elydium dilithium trade, Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship, and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Elydian fleet has had problems with it as well.
I would hope.
This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been noted in the past. But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen.
Yeah, this could buy us some time.
If it's keeping the two sides talking instead of shooting at each other, that actually helps us negotiate a peace.
And we'll take advantage of that as long as it works in our favor.
And when it doesn't?
All the more reason to learn as much about it as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught unprepared, should the energy anomaly continue to fluctuate. So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Okay. Spock wants to speak to me. Spock wants to speak to me.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Rydek could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes.
Really?
Where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way.
Yeah, I'd be honored to do that.
Helps in this case.
I'm honored to be included in the negotiation process.
You're not just included, you are instrumental.
Well, I hope Commander Rydek will have more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Ooh, didn't fully heal.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock?
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
Yeah, I want to do it.
I am not the chief engineer of this shuttlecraft.
The Ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report.
Yes, sir.
Carry on.
You too.
One nice thing about Vulcans. Chovak is the only person who didn't look at this and treat me like I was something to pity. Doc says I should get used to it.
It makes you look
Doesn't
tough.
mean I want to be reminded of it every minute of the day.
Hey, you won't get pity from me. I think it makes you look tough. As tough as you really are, that is.
And that makes you sound pretty smart.
Aren't you?
I might need you to save me from myself next time, though. Come on. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic.
Okay, what do I have to do? Ooh, diagnostic. Click. Click. There we go. Begin diagnostic. Click.
So... I know about your talk with Miranda.
Seriously? Small ship.
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Aw, thanks.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms.
I have some faith in me, come
That
on.
just isn't gonna work for me.
You really don't believe in me, huh?
It's not you. Or her. Just running the numbers, and things don't work out more often than they do. I like my friends, and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The
Let's check it
relays
out.
along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something.
Okay, data recorder.
Here.
Oh.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
That's a good question. Yeah, click, click, click. Subspace variance?
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Oh.
The array going offline caused that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
Okay. Warp field inversion. Ooh.
Warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
Okay, one more. Cascade failure.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
Mm-hmm.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
What now? Okay, let's go check it out.
They're all the same.
Really?
Subspace variance out of tolerance or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other.
I want...
Don't overcomplicate this.
I
One
think...
of these systems is likely broken.
Warp coils will be fun.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
I think that'd be fun. Okay. Let's go look at this thing. Okay. Tricorder. Gotcha. Do. Oh, out of range. Okay, I gotta get closer. Okay, there we go. Okay. Tricorder. Scan. Scanning. Oh. Some of the objects will be activated by deep scan. Use Q and E to switch between different modes. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, we're doing a deep scan, I'm guessing. There we go. Oh. Static field. There's a standby state. Warp cores produce a residual EM field. No deviation detected. Okay. Okay, what about anything here? Nothing here. Okay. Interesting. Ooh. Can I scan this? No. Okay. No. Oh. Okay. The center coil guides the warp core field to the focal event, maintaining a culminated thrust vector. No fractures detected. Okay. No fractures. Okay. Okay. The leading coils show evidence of routine maintenance to repair micro abrasions from neutrino interactions. Okay. So got chemical stuff. Got space field stuff. Okay. So I think we got on everything, right?
I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances. If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So, it must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Okay, so the storm.
Readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
Hi, Miranda. Oh, she's coming over.
Hey.
I'm not here.
We're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go.
Aww.
The captain and the others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
I always have time for you.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
You can scan stuff later.
Not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
No, that's more accurate.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
Like
All
buttons.
aboard for
What's wrong with buttons? Ugh.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole, steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
You don't want to miss your train.
Toot toot.
I do have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave.
Come back safe. I think
More
kissing's too
important
early.
things on my mind.
Too early.
Do me a favor. Come back safe.
Deal.
Deal.
Be seeing you.
Well, I said we are gonna take it slow, so kissing I think would have been a little too soon.
Etzelarda Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go. All right, where were we?
Scanning
so
things.
The warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You want to take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
Gotcha.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now.
There it is.
Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
Gotcha.
We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Okay, let's do this.
Resuming simulation.
Resuming.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Not really.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah.
It should warp just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1, 1.2, 3. Warp pressure is destabilizing.
Really?
Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Okay, same thing happened.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
Oh.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Well, I mean, impulse, but yeah. Ooh.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you've come. My
Thanks.
name is Tyler Saltaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
Nice to meet you.
The honor is ours. And this is Commander Jara Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Illydians.
Oh, thank you.
We are honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Oh, okay. And there are the Lyrians.
Let's hope this is the last time we're...
You're getting side-eyed.
If you'll excuse me.
Yeah, maybe they don't act so pompous and jerk-like. Okay, anyway.
I think we're about to begin.
you hear the arrogance from that guy?
Yep.
I don't know what we're walking into here. But that guy was something.
He certainly seems full of himself. No missing that. You could probably see it from orbit.
Piece of work.
Remember, we are here at their invitation. We must remain deferential whenever possible.
Of course, but even that has its limits.
Show. Yeah, show strength. I don't know which one to show here. First one. There we go. I think they'll like that.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Holtari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance.
That's true.
We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Elydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced.
Okay.
This point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
I get the sense she's cut from the same cloth as Galvin. I thought they wanted us here.
Yeah, she's pretty tough.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliad?
She's not
She
part
can
of...
speak for herself, can't she?
Yes.
Then let her.
Okay. Let's do it.
Now then, what is your name?
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
Being a Kobliad, you would know better than anyone. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Kobliad is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable.
Really, Cardassians. Huh.
Not unlike how we have been treated by the Elydians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Elydians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Kobliad suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
I would right the wrong. I would seek peace. I can't speak. I would seek peace. Or would I right the wrong? I would seek peace.
There is no remedy for what the Kobliad suffered. And I fear who we might have become in pursuit of it. There is no justice if the oppressed become the oppressor. So I would willingly accept a peaceful resolution if it were offered. That is the real opportunity.
Perhaps Commander Rydak. Perhaps. Unfortunately, that was not the case, was it?
No, it was not.
Peace is often elusive to those who need it most. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
Yeah, truth is dilithium is factor.
It's possible the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium. One does not preclude or prevent the other. But that's just my personal opinion.
Given the Federation has done business with the Elidians for decades, I would agree. It's entirely possible, if not highly likely.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Elidian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies!
Oh.
The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. Don't tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau?
Oh god. Really?
Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari? Or the Elidian?
Can I be neutral? Oh god, no!
There can only be one. Then it would be in the best interest of all involved if the Elidians resumed operation of the mines.
And that is why we should not trust
oh
fate
god.
to the Federation.
She speaks sense. You do well to listen to her.
And you do well to hold your tongue.
I hit the button by accident.
We'll take back our minds by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I would agree, Ambassador Spock. I think this is best left to those of us with more experience in diplomatic matters.
Oh, she's mad at me.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
Gotcha. Okay, let's go. Let's go mingle. Let's go be friendly with everyone. This guy looks like he's willing. But I want to talk to this guy. But fine. Talk to you first. Hi.
Commander, after hearing so much about the Federation's sense of fairness and justice, I was surprised that you cited...
Yeah, my finger slipped. I'm really sorry about that.
In all honesty, I expected more, especially from someone like you.
Even though the Elidians should retain control, the Hotari have an equal claim and should share in the profits as partners.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Illidians.
And what happened?
Seized. Reclaimed.
More info?
Restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive. Before the Illidians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Yeah, did you help?
Did you have help from someone else?
Hotari stands alone against the Illidian forces.
Okay.
We don't need help from anyone. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome.
I mean, yeah.
Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Illidians might have in store.
I mean, yeah.
Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
The Resolute can hold its own.
I wouldn't say state of the art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment, it's the only thing preventing them from wiping us off the map.
Really?
Sidron.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
I'm sure. Okay, who else can I talk to? I want to talk to him. Fine. Hi.
Commander Rydek, I have to admit, I was surprised when you said the Illidians should control the dilithium trade.
My finger slipped, I'm sorry.
I was under the assumption the Federation was neutral. But maybe I was wrong.
We came to help negotiate a peace, not for business. And I can assure you, we have no interest in dilithium.
Everyone has an interest in dilithium. But I trust a peaceful resolution serves all our interests.
True.
I saw you speaking with Sidron, our national hero. I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a miner, not a diplomat. For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now, they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
You don't trust them, do you?
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
I don't trust their instincts, which are leading us to war. My fear has been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
They've retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid.
Of what?
I just don't know what they're afraid of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them.
Are they afraid? They're not
no
afraid of the
teeth.
Federation, but
Like they're
afraid of Galvin?
afraid of what might happen.
Because of what happened in the mines. Is it Galvin they're afraid of?
It's entirely possible, but I don't know for sure.
Ugh.
Whatever Galvin is doing in those mines is turning everything upside down. But no one knows exactly what's happening. Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security.
Really?
I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines.
They found something.
Made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
Are you sure about this?
Are you sure of this?
It's been the talk of the palace since the day of the revolt.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Oh, God.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
I bring it back. It's my favorite tricorder.
Thank you. I will let you know what I find. And I look forward to our meeting again.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured it might be useful if I offered another perspective.
Okay.
Of course.
I have to say, I fully expected you to side with the Hotari.
My finger slipped. Will we stop bringing it up?
The Federation wants a steady supply of dilithium. Something only we can offer. Without a Lydian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. Left to the Hotari, it would be nothing short of
It can be mutually beneficial.
Restoring the status quo and returning the mines to Elydian control offers a stability that can be mutually beneficial.
Well said. In that case, everyone wins and there's no need for bloodshed.
Which would be nice.
Major Salit Arminta, Special Attaché, Elydian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Oh.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly.
Oh.
At least that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
Yeah, what really happened?
Something tells me there's more to the story. So what really happened?
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm.
Really?
I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
You just answered your own question. How do a group of miners do something that in theory can't be done?
Mm-hmm.
That's how. Harnessing the storm.
But even if it's true, how does that even happen?
They found something.
You tell me.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
Okie dokie.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Elydians stormed out.
Yeah, that's usually bad.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Yeah, kind of.